The mission of Easter Seals Northern Ohio is to assist individuals with disabilities or other special needs to live, work, play, and just exist in the communities that we have.
Logan Zakar entered the world in February of 2009. Like most newborns, he was healthy and ready to begin life's journey and take on the world. But as Logan grew and developed, his mother observed that something about her son was not quite right.
In the beginning, Logan was born prematurely, and he was very slow to make any noises, to coo, to just about anything. Once he hit 2 years old, we started to be concerned because he wasn't really speaking. Anything that he did say was very hard to understand, especially for anyone that was not family. So what we had done is we had taken him to our pediatrician, and she had suggested he start speech therapy. And the waiting list through our doctor was almost a year. So she had said her son actually had gone to Easter Seals, and that's what she said. She said she would recommend that we try to get in here. So that's what we did.
On the recommendation of her pediatrician, Lindsay made the call to Easter Seals of Northern Ohio. Although she was not aware that Easter Seals was a resource for speech therapy, she did not want to wait a year to get the help her son so desperately needed.
Hey Logan, how are you? Are you ready for speech?
So many people, when they call or ask, what I do, and I tell them I'm a speech therapist, they're surprised because they just think of Easter Seals as a place to donate their clothes, and they just didn't even realize that we provided services like speech therapy.
We had an evaluation, and he was significantly delayed, especially with articulation. He wasn't even scoring on a chart. So he was evaluated, and we started with 1 day a week of speech for Logan, and then eventually we ended up going with 2 days a week.
When he first started coming, I couldn't understand anything he said. There was a couple times, we would walk out into the therapy room and ask his mom, Logan is telling me this, what is he saying? And sometimes even the mom had no idea what he was saying, but usually based on what we were talking about or her experience, what had happened the weekend, she could tell me what he was saying. And now that we've been in therapy for 2 to 3 years, I understand almost everything he says. There's very rarely a time, but I don't understand what he's saying.
Do you have baseball?
Go fish, I don't have a baseball.
Boom.
What'd you get?
Baseball.
All right, let's do baseball 5 times.
Baseball, 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 baseball. Baseball.
Good. How were those S's?
Good.
Good. Were you able to keep your tongue in your mouth for those S's?
Mhm.
Awesome.
He's able to say almost every sound that we've worked on. He's carrying those over into conversation. So now it's more just articulation.
When he had first started coming, he was so shy. He didn't want to speak in front of anyone, because if you wouldn't understand him the first time, which almost no one could at that point, he would just shut down and he wouldn't speak to anyone. He was so painfully shy. It was very hard for him to be able to go anywhere. So now he is a happy little guy who runs around and talks to everyone.
Logan's future looks bright. He is progressing quite well with his speech therapy sessions. He entered kindergarten in 2014 and attends school with enthusiasm and confidence.
Yes, before he would not talk to the other kids. He would just go and he would stay by himself and nothing. Now he runs up to every little kid and says, "Hi, my name's Logan," and blah, 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 and tells them all about everything.
Logan's speech impairment was only a minor bump in the road. With assistance from Easter Seals of Northern Ohio, he will continue his sessions to fine-tune his speech, and he will continue his life's journey to take on the world.
I just can only think it's going to help them tremendously, when school and then communicating as an adult, being able to say what you want to say clearly, that people can understand you. And a lot of times when we're working on our speech sounds, especially with Logan, now that he's a little bit older and he's in kindergarten now and starting to read sight words and spell, a lot of times we incorporate some of the things, the speech sounds, and let him see the word, how it's spelled out, and then write it how he's saying it. So not only are we helping him with his articulation and how he says it, but those are going to help him with spelling and reading skills in the future, because we're helping him to point out exactly what he's saying and how we need to correct it.
A lot of families look to us for help with speech and language therapy. And one of the best things that can happen is if they happen to notice, or their pediatrician notices that there's a problem, the earlier you can get a child into therapy is going to be more beneficial throughout life. It'll help reduce bullying in school. It'll help them be understood by their peers, by their family, by anybody who's looking to communicate with them. It'll help them in school to learn easier. It'll help with a job. And with starting your own family and falling in love later in life. Who can't use better communication skills? We all probably can, but kids for special needs need a little bit more emphasis and a little bit more help. And that's why our services are so effective with them.
Logan is only one of hundreds of children in northern Ohio who need speech therapy in order to live more productive, independent, and satisfying lives. Easter Seals provides help, hope, and answers for speech-impaired children, children living with other disabilities, and for the families who love and care for them. But we need your help. With your support and generosity, you make it possible for Easter Seals to help Logan and thousands of other families this year. Please make your gift now. You can donate online at easterseals.com, NOH.
For individuals who are interested in making a gift to Easter Seals, 93 cents of every dollar stays locally. In addition to that, over 84 cents of every dollar is spent on program services. So we're good stewards of donations. We spend our money wisely. We're very careful that we spend our funds on where the people want them to go to.
In 1902, Carrier introduced the world to modern air conditioning. We've been improving on the idea ever since. So if you're getting the idea to upgrade to a more comfortable, more efficient system, think about Carrier. There's no better time than right now. Get cool cash rebates of up to $1,450 on a new home comfort system by Carrier. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Contact your local Northern Ohio Carrier dealer for all details.
Jodi has lived and worked in Lorain, Ohio for her entire life. She raised her family here and is very proud of her children and grandchildren. And like most people, she is grateful for her independence.
I've made friends. I don't feel like I'm here alone. I can go and mingle downstairs in the community room, in the lobby. I like the outside because I can walk around the building. I'm very comfortable here.
Then the unexpected happened. Jodi became very ill and required surgery. It was a setback because she couldn't go back home. Her independence had come to an abrupt stop.
I was very sick. I couldn't come home because my children worked. So they had to put me in a nursing home in order to recover. When my children came to visit me, they found me at the table in the lunchroom or the breakfast room with my head down and crying so deeply. I wasn't ready to go to a nursing home.
Then one day during one of her regular visits, Jodi's niece told her that she could go back to her apartment if someone could be there with her. None of Jodi's children would be able to live with her, so her niece made a call to Easter Seals of Northern Ohio.
When an individual is aging or has had a number of perhaps medical problems that reduces their once capable limbs or heart conditions or shoulders or whatever, it might come to the point where that individual might need some assistance in the home, whether it's with personal care issues, getting dressed, taking a shower, doing the dishes, even making a meal. And so they may choose Easter Seals Home Care Services to help them accomplish those tasks throughout the day. Our nurses go in and will provide a personal plan of care, and from that, those hours that they're choosing to need services, say 8 in the morning till 10 o'clock in the morning, will be assigned, and a state-tested nursing assistant will be assigned to that case. Those individuals are trained and have over 40 hours of training, go into the home and help the senior or the person whose life has changed dramatically as a result of that accident or injury, and helps them live more independently, and more importantly, keeps them in the environment in which they want to live, their home, their apartment, whatever place it might be. It's effective in cost, and it's effective because nobody has to worry about moving out. They can stay right where they are.
I come in, I help her with her laundry. She has a set schedule, so we know what we got to do from Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll do Tuesdays, it'll be laundry. She needs the laundry done. I'll do her floors, mop and sweep, the bathroom. Thursday's a different story. We do the vacuuming and stuff like that, but we always do the range of motions. I help her with her showers.
The help that they give me now has really helped me in a way where I can do more for myself.
It has made a big difference, being that she's able to be independent, that she doesn't really have to depend on a lot of people. She does depend on us to help her with her independency, but she can be at her home. She can be home. She doesn't have to be away. She can be comfortable. She can sit in her own chair and watch TV when she wants to watch TV, not have to, certain time go to bed, whatnot. She doesn't have to have a routine. She can do what she feels free to do.
As she progressed through her recovery, she got better. And so instead of needing services for 5 days a week, she moved to 2 days a week. And now that Jodi's into her late 80s, perhaps at some time in the future she's going to need a little bit more help. But that's the one beauty of it all, and we've been so honored to work with her over this time, is that she chose Easter Seals. And she chose to be part of our family, and we've been part of her family, which has been really awesome to see.
If you are in need, there's help out there. But you need to seek the help. And I, for one, would recommend them to Easter Seal. If I came across somebody that needed help and didn't know where to turn, yes, I would recommend Easter Seal, and I would speak up for them.
Jodi is only one of thousands of seniors in Northern Ohio who need home care in order to live more independent and satisfying lives. For nearly 100 years, Easter Seals has provided services to children and adults with disabilities and special needs and the families who love and care for them. But we need your help. With your support and generosity, you make it possible for Easter Seals to help Jodi and thousands of other seniors this year. Please make your gift now. You can donate online at easterseals.com, NOH.
For individuals who are interested in making a gift to Easter Seals, 93 cents of every dollar stays locally. In addition to that, over 84 cents of every dollar is spent on program services. So we're good stewards of donations. We spend our money wisely. We're very careful that we spend our funds on where the people want them to go to.
What if there was a smart thermostat that lived up to the name? Thanks to the experts at Carrier, what if is now what is. Meet the Core Thermostat, the heart of a smarter home. Control your home comfort from anywhere, or just let the Core Thermostat do all the work for you. Either way, you can save. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Contact your local Northern Ohio Carrier dealer for all details.